Hey, lost you. Sorry. Give me some background. So you want to start? You want to start a CRO? First of all, why do you want to start a CRO?
Okay. Number one of the best thing is the business part of it, right? I don't want to obviously work for someone for the rest of my life, right? I want to have my own business. That's always been my goal. The first time I got into this industry is to one day have a business out of it. And
Okay.
then also I noticed that many, like I told you earlier this year, I noticed that many blogs or even like many blogs or many Africans are not really involved when it comes to clinical trials. You go reviewing patient data, and most of them are Caucasian.
Yeah.
Little to no Black or African
Yeah.
are there. So when me owning the business part of it, you're able to talk with me, meaning that I also go into sites, I'll partner with sites that have also African doctors more, because obviously, having seeing an African also having a business as a CRO, when you go to talk to them about being a site, it's easier.
Yeah. Now, what are you doing right now? Like, what is your job right now?
I'm a project lead. I'm a
Okay.
project lead at a company. Is a
Mm-mm.
small sponsor, so I am a project lead. But at the
Okay.
same time, that's a contract position. So I'm obviously open to have as many as I want.
You
So,
know, it would be a lot easier for you and a lot more practical for you to start your own site than to start a CRO, in my opinion.
really?
Much easier.
Okay.
So much easier, much more profitable, and you can eventually, if you really want to become a CRO, you can evolve into a CRO. But to start as a CRO, first of all, to affect change, like when you're talking about diversity in clinical trials and reducing disparities, it's much
Yeah.
easier to do that from a site level than from a CRO
Yes.
level. Okay, because the CRO, you can't really have that much influence over sites. I mean, you can encourage sites to enroll, but there's not much more you can do. If you're an actual research
Yeah.
site, you
Yeah.
can do that. You can make a research site specifically for, I mean, we serve everybody, all patients, but we're focused on minority participation. That would be much more effective, easier to do. So when you have a CRO, you're competing. Let's say you find a study that you think is good. If you're a CRO,
Okay.
you're competing with, they only need one CRO for that study. They might not even need a CRO, but they always will need sites, and they always usually will need multiple sites, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's a lot easier, a lot more practical to start a site. You just need a PI. I think eventually you can have a network of sites. You can start doing like phase 1 studies in addition to the phase 2 and 3. You can start doing phase 1, and you can evolve into a CRO. And then you can affect change. You can then affect change on a larger level. That's true. But you're not going to be at that position from the beginning. You just need to get started, and it's also a lot more profit margins in the site as opposed to CRO.
Okay. Thank you for saying that, and I think yes, I might consider that. I'm really, really considering that, because I know you mentioned it earlier the year. But if you don't mind, I really, really appreciate every information you give me. But you let me know what are the steps
Yeah.
I need to get in place to start a site, and also the steps I need to take to start a CRO. I just want to have both of them, and then let me make the decision on which one to go with.
That's perfect. I actually have like a blueprint. I'm going to text it to you right now. The blueprint, there's like
Okay.
2 hour, the first 2 videos, an hour each.
Okay.
I think you need to do that, and people agree with me. you will get more and more network than be a partner with someone. So they agree that the site is the better way to go as well. Yeah, not to mention it's a lot cheaper to start a site than it is to start a CRO. Like a lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper. Like how much to start a CRO?
To start a CRO, I mean, if you're going to be a full service, you're going to need to invest in all the data systems. You're going to have to pay for the EDCs. I mean, those are passed through, but like biostats is expensive. Okay, like having relationships with the lab vendors, that's going to be a pass-through cost. But biostats, you need to have certain things in-house. That's expensive. You know, you need to have a CRA unless you're going to be the CRA. I mean, there's a lot. When you're doing, yeah, when you're starting a site, you just need a PI, a coordinator, and a study, and that's it. To start a site, you need to rent the office space unless you can use the PI's office space, right? Then it doesn't really cost anything, but you're gonna have to pay the PI on the back end somehow, right? But like upfront cost, maybe $15,000 to start a site, and that includes the furniture, that includes the, you know, any equipment, like any equipment that the doctor doesn't have, like the refrigerated centrifuge, an ECG machine. It's really not that much. And then basically you won't be getting income for about 9 months from when you get your first study. So you get a study, it takes about 3 months to get activated on that study. It takes another 3 months to start getting the first payments, and then it takes 3 months to get that first study in the first place. So it's about 9 months of like your own living expenses that you're gonna have to cover if you want to start a site at the minimum. Okay, and for a CRO, it's a lot more than that, because there's no guarantee you're gonna get a study in 3 months. You're probably gonna get a study like in a year. So there's a lot to consider with a CRO. I would go the site route, make it a multi-site network, and then slowly become a CRO like in 5 to 10 years. If I were you, I would not quit your job. I would keep your job, and you can do this on the side until it becomes fully functioning, and then you can commit to the site.
Yes, okay. No worries. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all your help. I'll be calling.
That's true. All right, yeah. Let me know.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Every day, guys, people want to start sites, want to start CROs. I think the site is the best place to get started for a career, for a business, for anything really. The closer you are to the action, and by action in clinical research, by action I mean the closer you are to the patient activity, all right, the better off you're going to be long run for whatever it is you're trying to achieve, whether it's a career or whether it's a business. Like even if you want to do a CRO, I think the best place, unless you're well capitalized, like you have pharma that invest in you or you have really good connections in the industry, I don't think starting a CRO is practical. I think starting a site is practical, especially for this person's reason. I always ask their why. What's your why for doing this? And her why was to get more minorities interested in clinical research, which is a huge need in the industry. But you can actually make that happen at the site level easier than you can at the CRO level. You can make it happen at the CRO level on a wider scale, but that takes time to develop. You can make it at the site level tomorrow. If I had a study today, I can start screening tomorrow and using the strategies I see fit for getting more minorities to participate in my studies. So site level is the best place to get started. That's the lesson. That's just a glimpse into the daily phone calls I take, and thought I would share one with you because literally it's every day. The answer is the same. Site level. Want to get a career in this industry? Site level. Want to start a business in this industry? Site level. Want to be a vendor? Understand from the site level. I think that is the best place to be a generalist. Catch y'all later. Thank you for watching.